You again picked up the phone as it rang for the third time, looking at the caller ID, and it was your boyfriend, and right now you can't take it. You ended it and again flipped the phone back before looking at the person sitting in front of you. If it's important, then answer it. It's okay, I'll call later. Oppa, tell, what would you going to do now? He lowered his eyes while his hands joined together, interlocking the fingers. Go back home, Oppa. Dad and Mom will accept you. They still love you. Wait for you to come back. Trust me. He shook his head. It's not that easy, Ryan. I can't go back like this. But why? You proved yourself and became what you wanted to. Then what are you afraid of now? He lifted up his head and looked at you. You won't understand, Ryan. It's not only about proving myself. I can't even stand in front of them, and that's how much I'm ashamed of myself. I ran away from the house like a coward. You shook your head. You are not a coward. You just break those boundaries that are set by the society, our parents. Believe me, they realize that they shouldn't have forced you for all that. They will still forgive you. Just go to them. After 10 years, you met your elder brother who ran away from the house when you were 13. Nobody knew where he was, even though they tried to look for him every possible place. He wanted to become a writer, but your dad was highly against it. He wanted to drag him in this management and business world, which Mark had no interest to begin with. He requested to them, begged to them, but when they didn't, he ran away. At present, he has became one of the successful and best-selling author. In the morning when you suddenly got a phone call, you found out he was no other than your brother. Your eyes teared up. You immediately came to meet him right away. I just wanted to see you first. I'm sorry to leave you when you need a brother's protection and love the most. I'm your traitor. You shook your head, fighting with your tears. Don't say that. You're still the best brother. I never thought bad of you. In fact, I'm so happy that the first person you remember was me. He smiled and wiped your tears that came out. I will definitely go to them. Apologize, but not now. I need time. You nodded and held his hand. Oppa, always remember that I'm proud of you no matter what. You stood for yourself, and that was the best part. Now you have a beautiful life, and I'm so happy. Thank you. You came out from the cafe and Mark left. He insisted to drop you off to your place, but you wanted to go to Jungkook's apartment straight. John Jungkook, your boyfriend, who is wanted Mafia, but you fell in love with him. His love for you is like unpredictable. He is ready to destroy the world for you as he holds that power. You are the only woman in his life after his mother. You guys are dating from past 5 years. You met him in school days. No, he wasn't a student, but one fine day you both somehow met, and it was like love at first sight for both of you. Your family or friends still don't know about your relationship because you are scared of your dad, because he will never allow you to date a criminal. But you have also decided that you'll never gonna love any other man leaving him. He's the one who called you 3 times and you didn't pick up. You know you have to apologize as he gets mad when this happens. You didn't even tell him where you are going and neither texted him explaining the situation. You tried to call him few times but he doesn't pick up, and you know you made the situation worse. You came in Jungkook's apartment. The bodyguard never stopped you because no one here has the power to even look at you with their own permission except Jungkook. He calls you the queen of his empire. But today, things seems a little bit tensed up and a weird feeling is growing inside you. Jungkook was not home. He went out for some work, so you decided to wait for him. Why I'm not feeling well? There's a feeling like something going to happen. You shook your head. I'm being superstitious. I'll tell him the reason. Simple. It's been more than 3 hours since you were waiting for him. You even texted him letting him know that You are at his place but got no response. It was not unusual as he oftentimes doesn't respond when he is in important meetings or mission. He's sweet, but the other side of him is dangerous than any beast. Though you never witnessed it happening to you, but you know his anger issues. He gets out of control. You immediately got up when the door unlocked. Jungkook stepped inside, and when his eyes fell on you, he immediately looked away and started going towards his room, ignoring you. Jungkook, you rushed to him and grabbed his arm to stop him. He was angry. Anger was visible in his eyes. Jungkook, I'm sorry I didn't answer your call because I was a little busy. He turned towards you. This gaze was not at all familiar. Busy with what? Or should I ask with whom? Your heart dropped as you looked at him with wide eyes. Jungkook doesn't know about your brother, neither you'll gonna tell him because your brother still need to get back to his previous life that he left. He wants to show up by himself. Your hand slowly dropped down, leaving the grip of his arm. He came near you, closing the distance. What's going on, Ryan? You were unable to come up with a reply. You didn't want to lie to him because you never did and would never. You love him equally, but you can't break the promise of your brother. This was such a big thing that he said, knowing damn well you can never even look at another man that way. His anger was justified, but that doesn't mean he'll throw years of trust in some dump and started pointing at your character. How can you even think that way? Is this how much you trust me? Just because you see me with a guy and I missed your phone call when I was busy, you'll point at my character? The fact that he cursed your brother without knowing the full thing really got you. You are not any less when it comes to anger issues. That's what Jungkook likes. A match beautifully made in hell. You were standing strong, but from inside only you know how much you wanted to cry. It was your helplessness that you couldn't tell him about Mark, but the fact that he pointed his gun at you, at the woman he claims to love the most, can you even trust him? Do you really think I'll leave you like this? But I will. Today you have pointed a gun at me. Who knows, someday you don't even hesitate to pull the trigger. Love is blind, but I don't want to be dumb. If you can point at my character just by seeing me talking to another man, I'm not ready to start my life with you. A tear finally escaped, even you tried to suppress it. You left from there immediately. Jungkook threw the gun on the floor so hard that it got cracked. He ran his finger through his hair. You were going towards your car, wiping your tears. He doesn't give you the time to explain and said such a big thing. You too don't want to hide this from him, but then what about the promise you made to your brother? Everything has their boundaries, and in relationship it's a matter of trust. You really felt hurt. How can he even think you can go to other men? Ryan, he called your name but you didn't stop and was about to open the door of your car when he suddenly grabbed your arm and turned you towards him. Just freaking leave my hand, he said, jerking his hand. You weren't even looking at him. Look, I'm so sorry for doing that, but why aren't you telling me if there's nothing like that? I love you, Ryan, and can't I even ask this much? You tried to get inside your car, but he closed the door and blocked your way. Ryan, look at me. I didn't mean to do that. You know I don't like it when you hide something from me and... He paused when you looked at him. So if you ever kill me in future, will you still make an excuse of having anger issues? Why can't I keep some things private, only to myself? Don't forget I have a family. If there's something I can't tell you about, don't just assume I'm hitting on other men. I never knew you can think about me like that. I think you really forget to respect my boundaries. I'm sorry, Ryan. You know that the only woman I love in this world is you. I will never do that. I need time to forget that the man who claims to love me like no one has pointed his gun at me. I still can't tell you who that man was, and if you really doubt me, then leave me, Jungkook. At least we still have time to think about whether we can trust each other blindly or not. I trust you, Ryan. I'm sorry for asking and also for the gun. He removed his hand as now tears started dropping from your eyes. You left me in the doubt for the lifetime, Jungkook. I loved you because I know that no one can love me better than you, but I forgot that you are still a Mafia, and I think I trusted you sooner than I should. You sat in your car and drove off. Jungkook rubbed his forehead. Later in the afternoon. He was returning from the work and passing through the same area where you were when one of his men spotted you in a cafe. You were sitting there with Mark when he told Jungkook that you were meeting with your friends. He knew you don't have any guy friend and he doesn't know about Mark too. He called you standing outside the cafe looking at you through a huge glass wall. You cut his call 3 times and that's why he got mad. After coming home, when you didn't tell him about the guy, he was out of anger and took that step. You threw your purse somewhere on the floor and dropped yourself on the couch before bursting into tears. Suddenly a phone buzzed. First you decided to not answer as you thought it must be Jungkook, but then you checked the caller ID and it was Mark. You wiped your eyes and swallowed a few times, making a room for your voice to come out. Yes, Oppa. Ryan, I'm on my way to the mansion. I thought about it a lot and after you told me, I guess I should go to them and apologize. The quicker, the better, I guess. You squeezed your eyes as tears of happiness and sorrow came out at the same time. Ryan, are you okay? You listening me? He asked when you didn't reply. Yes, Oppa. I'm so happy and good luck. Thank you for considering my words. How can I not? Now I'm hanging up. He ended the call while a deep breath exhaled from your body. Now you can also tell Jungkook about him, but now the situation is also different. Again your phone rang and this time it was Jungkook. You immediately got the call and received a message right after that. I'm sorry love, please don't go away from me. A tear slid down from your eyes. You don't know what to do at this moment. It was a big thing, but that doesn't mean you'll leave him. And you can never, because you also love him the same. It won't be easy for you to live without him. He again called and you let it ring. You know he won't stop until you gave him an answer, and after many calls you answered one. What do you want? Just one moment, Fayan. I'm so sorry. Let's talk. I don't want to make the situation bad. I'm apologizing for my act. He stayed silent for a while. I'll come tomorrow or whenever my mood gets better. I'm standing right in front of your door. You looked at the screen. What the hell are you, Jungkook? You went to open the door. It was snowing and still he was standing in front of your apartment. You really felt bad. The moment he saw you, he immediately hugged you. I'm so sorry, Vayan. I promise that was the first and last mistake. I was out of my mind. Believe me, I won't do that. You swallowed before managing to speak. He was my brother, Jungkook. There was a reason I didn't tell you about him, but I never thought you would say such thing. He broke the hug and looked in your eyes, teary and painful. Your brother, you never mentioned him. That was the reason. He ran away from the house 10 years ago. Now he came back and the only person he told about himself is me. That's why I went to meet him. I'm so sorry, Vayan. Sorry for saying those words. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but give me a chance at least. First time you noticed tear in his eyes and that doesn't feel good at all. Jungkook, I love you the same, but I swear I can't handle this much possessiveness. Give me a space where I can be myself, talk to whoever I want without feeling need to give an explanation. I've never seen a man that way before and will never. You were the one and will always. But if I feel suffocated, I won't hesitate to step out. A tear escaped from his eyes as he nodded. I promise you that. And I'm so sorry for making you feel like that.